All right. So welcome to the I Can Mind and Body call. My name is Laura Evans, for those of you that don't know me. And what we're doing in this call today is I wanted to introduce you to a mindset expert that has made a tremendous amount of difference in my life, as well as in the lives of the teams that I've coached and that I've led. And I've just seen such great results with what she specializes in and offers. And what I love about what Deb Erickson's created is not only has she combined the science of neuroscience and how our brain works, but she presents it in just such an authentic way that you can relate to. And it's not just like a motivational talk that you kind of hear and you get all jazzed up and you're like, yeah, and then you go out and you're by yourself in your everyday abilities to accomplish things. And then you run into your same patterns. What I love about what Deb has created and really just mastered for us are these short modules and neuro tools that live with you. And sometimes we joke around that it's 24/7. We've got Deb in our head. And it kind of feels like that. And it's nice to have your own hype squad. Some of you saw the post that I made where I talked about that how cool would it be to have your own hype squad that's encouraging you and speaking truth and confidence over you on the daily when you're going through the things that you go through. Well, that's what Deb has been to me and to so many others. And in particular, one of the things that we're focused on today is the tools that she created around how our mind power really sets the pace for what results we get in how we look and how we feel. We think it's willpower, but willpower is only 5% of those choices. What's really driving that 95% is from our mind power. So this is why we make the decision, or we say we're going to do something, or we're going to bring about this change, and then we don't follow through with it. It's not just a matter of willing ourselves into doing it. It's more complex than that, which is why you want someone with the neuroscience background of how your brain works and how to rewire your brain to work for you instead of against you, like with someone that's an expert such as Deb. So she created these tools, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about them. Some of you that are on this call have been using these tools and have been enjoying them. And what we want to get to today is to give you time and space for some live coaching with Deb. And I know Kimberly in particular, you are loving these tools, and we're so glad that you're not working today. If you want to volunteer for that live coaching with Deb, you just throw it in the chat, pick me. And when we get to that time, we will absolutely do it. But before we jump into that, Deb, why don't you share a little bit with everyone about, why you created this and what it is?
Well, thanks, Laura. And welcome to everybody, all you new guys that are here, as well as those of you who have been here for a little while. I Can Mind and Body, I created it really from a moment of desperation. I just want to be honestly clear. I have been doing neuro tools, neuro training, success training, neuro performance coaching and training for 25 years. My specialty was always the network marketing community. And so working with you, your leaders, that has kind of been my, my mainstay. And a couple of years back, it's probably been six and a half years now. I was on stage, huge auditorium, thousands of people. I had just finished a training. I was taking Q&A. A woman walks up to the microphone and says, "Would this work for weight loss?" Now, let me back it up and just tell you, I'm standing on stage, the heaviest I've ever been. I'm only 5'2", right? I was approaching 230 pounds. I was exhausted. I was mentally and emotionally stressed out. I've been a stress eater and a yo-yo dieter all my life. I'm standing on stage, the heaviest I've ever been. Here's this woman saying, "Hey, these things you just taught, can we use them to lose weight?" So I just had to take a deep breath. Have never been more humbled in my life. And I said, Yes, of course, this would work because there is a mind-body connection, right? There absolutely is a straight line between what the mind believes and what the body does. And I got off the stage and I went home and I created I Can Mind Your Body for myself because I was like, I got to try it on me, which I always do. And over a period of about a year, a little more than a year, I lost first 50 pounds and then another 30. So 80 pounds lighter that I have kept off now for more than 5 years. But I have to tell you this, guys, I did it with ease and with grace. The whole time I was engaged in using neuroscience and neuro tools to find my ideal body, I kept saying, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. And I didn't understand because I'd always carried so much extra weight. And I made simple changes. Seriously, I stopped eating white stuff. I mean, seriously, sugar, flour. It's like, okay, I'm not going to do that. I drink more water and I use neuro tools 24/7. And what happened is my body began to release all of the extra and really lean into my true identity, my core energy, my true identity. Everybody kept asking me, what are you doing? Why are you, what product are you on? I wasn't on a product. I wish I could say it was this powder or this pill. I can't say that. What I can tell you is that I shifted my mindset. I totally retrained my brain and my body followed. And so with that understanding, what I want you guys to realize is this now has been used in one way or another by thousands of people over a period of almost 5 years now, most recently in its current format. And it is the perfect digital mindset product that can support anybody using any weight loss system. This is the mindset side, because Laura's right. The reason diets fail, 99% of diets fail. Did you know that? 95 will fail immediately, like usually within the first few weeks. And the 5% that succeed, people have some weight loss. Only 1% of those people can keep it off. So we have a miserable track record. I'm talking we, meaning, the US for sure, a horrible track record of helping people really radically changing their body and keeping it. And what this program does is it helps you find, right, and maintain that ideal weight by retraining your brain. So yes, there are tools to help you stop, cravings and stop, that energy where you are aching and looking for, you're stuck in your habitual patterns. You're looking in the mirror and calling yourself names, all of that kind of stuff where you feel like you're not enough, you can't do it. We're going to radically change that. Now, I'm here with Laura because I too am taking the Amare products and I love them. And I fervently believe that if had I been a Amare consumer, had I started using these products at the beginning of this journey, I believe it would have been faster and more pleasant. There's my happy juice right there. So I just got to tell you that I'm a big fan, and Laura and I have been working together for a long time around mindset support. And so when she said, Deb, let's do something together here, we decided we were going to bring this program and allow you to come and play with us. And so here's the way the program is designed. Every 2 weeks, right, there's a new module. And what the modules are designed to do is it gives you a brain training segment. It's only 20 minutes long, so it's really easy to get in, learn the basics of what this is based on. It's the neuroscience, gives you some simple understanding. So 20-minute training. And then you get a daily power-up video, right? A short little, every single morning, first thing in the morning, you get up, you got 5, 6, 7 minutes. where I'm going to get on, I will motivate you, I will inspire you, and I will help you look a little bit deeper into some issue that is holding you back. That's what's happening in those power-ups. Then you also are going to get neurotools, and neurotools are audio recordings that you can listen to anytime, day or night. But some are designed for first thing in the morning when you wake up, sets the tone and your intention for the day. Some are meant to be conscious mind pattern interrupts, so that as you are reaching for food, it stops you and allows you to pivot to a better choice. Some of them are nighttime recordings where we are retraining your subconscious mind. The whole point, guys, is that what this platform and these tools and training does is it elevates your core belief that you can find your ideal weight, that you can transform your body, that you can stay on your chosen plan, that you can move in a way that really supports your body. We live in an epidemic of I can't, of it will never, of not me kind of society and community. And this retraining changes that. You know, I tell Laura all the time, here's the secret. You want to retrain your brain? We now know you can, because your brain has neuroplasticity. That means that it moves and it changes shapes, and new connections are getting made every single moment of every single day. The problem is most people just recreate what they already have. So they have an I can't mindset and they just keep reaffirming it. So they have a chance every single moment to change from I can't to I can, but they don't. They choose to repeat I can't over and over and over again. You know, Henry Ford once said, let's see, I lost it.
Whether you think.
There you are, I couldn't get the first word. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're always right. And what he really meant by that is, if you think you can't, it's an absolute, it will not happen, because the belief I can't, it prevents forward movement. And when you say I can, it's not an automatic that the thing that you believe that you can, but you give yourself the best chance for success. And maybe here's a better way to say it. The only chance for success is to believe you can. And so since most of us have been deeply ingrained and trained to believe we can't, that we're not enough, that it's never going to happen for us, that changing your mind from an I can't mind to an I can mind is one of the most powerful things you'll do. It can easily begin first with your mind-body connection and help you find the health that you're looking for. And then, guys, guess what? It ekes into the business. That's the beauty of what we're doing here, is that you get a chance to elevate your wellness, and then you get to elevate your business. And there just is nothing more important than managing your mindset. So that's what you get in this program, and that's what we do on these calls. Laura, you want to add something?
No, only that I am just absolutely loving. Hey, Val, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I am loving the modules, Deb. There are 90 days of modules. So I always like to approach changes and change of habits in 90-day segments. So I love that you are with us for 90 days. And it's really easy to go back and listen to them. They're only about 5 minutes. I'm on a section right now of module 3 about triggering, and that has been so helpful for me. I'm really enjoying it to be able to be more aware of what kind of things trigger and might cause me to stress eat or to doubt myself. Then in addition to that, you've got over 12 neuro tools that you can listen to day or night. You can put your headsets in and fall asleep to them. It's okay. Even if you're sleeping, you're going to get what your brain needs in your subconscious to work for you. Or you can listen to them on a walk, and they are just great to anchor what it is that you're learning and to really be able to put it into practice. So thank you for those tools. There's some worksheets and other things that come along with it as well, but thank you for that. I know that we've got Kim available today who would love to be part and share what she's been enjoying about the program. And then you guys do some live coaching. Kim from Pleasanton, California. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad to see you here. I'm glad you could be here today. Thank you so much for volunteering.
Thanks for giving me the time.
Yeah, I'll let you and Deb take it away.
Awesome. Hi, Deb.
Hey, Kim, how are you?
I'm speaking to the famous Deb. I'm good, and I'm so glad that you just mentioned this. I forget how you said it. This pandemic of not for me, because that's actually what I was going to bring up today.
Good.
Is I have this thing that's prevalent in all areas of my life, not just weight loss, but definitely in this area as well. Just this whole idea that, she can have that body, I can't. It's
Right.
not for me. It's too hard. I have probably a secondary or maybe the primary thing for me in all things is like, that's too hard. I'm going to go do this other thing.
Right.
So that's where I'm at.
Want to stop it?
Yes.
All right. Well, tell me how it shows up.
Well, can I first just say I love all your stuff. And what I think is kind of related to this topic is this is the easiest thing I've ever done. I said that a long time ago in the chat. I love, love, love that line. And I'm still struggling. But anyway, okay. What was the question?
Tell me about your I can and your I can'tness. Tell me about that. Tell me about what you want. How about that? Tell me about what you want.
I want a thriving Amare business. I want a fit body.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes.
I want to travel all the time.
Yep. Okay. What else?
I want to find a man that where we can actually like stand each other for long periods.
You just kind of you just totally blew it.
Okay, I struggle in this whole dating thing. Yeah, that's the
So
whole area.
Knock it off. Knock it off. Try it again. Tell me what you want.
I want a man who has all of his shit together. I want a man who I'm worthy of. And
okay, well, what do you mean that you're worthy of?
Okay, so I'm kind of stuck in this place where I've done all this work, right? I've worked on myself, and I understand that the people I used to attract, I'm not attracting those people anymore. Like I know I'm worth more now.
Yes. All right, I'll give you that.
And yet when I look at the man I really want, I'm like, oh, I'm probably not worthy.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So, and by the way, for those of you, these are simple little neuro tools. What we're going to do is, I didn't get aggressive with you, Kim, but I can. What we want to do is, man, we want to pop you every single time you go down the negative path and then cause you to pivot and move towards the yes. So this is the negative emotional zone. This is the positive emotional zone. You got to stop yourself because this is going to take you into territory that you're not going to be happy with. You're going to spiral down. And what we want instead is for you to move you into a place where your heart says yes, yes, yes. So when you give a mixed message, you're kind of in the middle and all you do is get stuck and stalled. Does that make sense? And that's what you're doing. You're hanging out, you're going forward a step and back a step and forward a step and back a step. So you're just stuck in the middle. And you look over here and you're like, yeah, I want that, but I don't deserve it. Yeah.
That sums it up right there.
Right. So this is why you're stuck. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say is, let's go back to you and your body and hold the man discussion for a future moment. Because my gut feeling is you got a whole lot of stuff, right? It's all gnarled up around the perfect man. And so that's a lot more than we have time to deal with today. But I would love to deal with it, but let's start with you and your body, because that is the place you need to start anyway. Okay. So tell me about your body. Tell me what you love about your body.
I love that it's capable
Yes.
and healthy
Yes.
for the most part.
No. You just canceled. You can't, you're having trouble staying on the positive. Come on, let's get a little, what we want is we want some rhythm going here. Come on, go for it.
I'm not sure what else to say. What I love about my body.
Exactly. That's the point, isn't it? So here's your assignment. Get your journal out and get 2 clean pages, front-facing pages, On the left page, write everything I hate about myself and my body. And go crazy, girl. Get it all out there. I don't like this little
easy
spot.
part.
Huh?
That's the easy part.
I know it is. I know it is. And that's why I want you to get it out. Get all of it out. Get all of it out. Get all of it out. And then you can actually write a story. This is the story. It's really hard to lose weight. I've been trying forever. I lose it and gain it and lose it and gain it and lose it and gain it. Tell the stories of your failure and of your pain and of your aches. Just get it out. Blurt it all out. And then I want you to take like a red marker and I want you to XXXXX everything out and commit to yourself that you refuse to ever tell that story again. And every single time you begin to tell this story, you're going to stop yourself and go, nope, not telling that story. I committed. I wasn't telling the story. And there's a part of you that says, but Deb, it's true. I don't care. It's only true because you keep repeating it. And every time you repeat it, your subconscious mind goes, okay, Kim, I can make that happen. You want to gain and lose and gain and lose and gain and lose? That's all you can do? You can make that happen. How about some chocolate? Literally that fast. Your brain is going to help you sabotage your eating plan or your movement plan or whatever it is that you're doing, right? This is why willpower doesn't work, because willpower believes it lives in the conscious thinking mind. That's 5% of the power. And your conscious thinking mind is the servant, the slave of your subconscious mind, which is running the show. And your subconscious mind doesn't give a rat's you know what about what's good for you. It doesn't care. All it cares about is it has a program, it's going to run it. And you know who it got the program from? You. You said, I can't do this. I'm not enough. It never happens for me. You said, I don't deserve it. You said, I'm a yo-yo dieter. I never stick to anything. I have no willpower. You're the one that said it. And your subconscious mind goes, yep, I'm taking notes. I'm writing it down. Got it. And then it feeds it back to you 24/7. So what we have to do is go, whoa. We know this. We know that the subconscious mind is completely reshapeable. Neurons that fire together, wire together. And the more we make those neurons fire together and wire together, they tend to continue to create pathways and then neural networks. And before you know it, you have a super highway. Right now, you have a super highway right to the, the crack, right to the snacks, right to the popcorn, right to the ice cream. That's where your super highway is going, right to lazy, right to giving up on your dreams, right to making excuses. That's where your super highway is going right now. We got to stop it. It's like we want to drill up all of the cement so you can't go there anymore and create a new super highway. We're going to go create a new super highway to where you want to go, to your yes. And so in order to do that, it's repetition over time with emotion. So we have to repeat over and over and over and over again. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. This is the easiest thing I've ever done. And before you know it, the subconscious mind goes, oh, this is easy. You get up in the morning and it's like, what's my plan? Here's my plan. And there's one piece of you that goes, oh, tired. And then the subconscious kicks in and goes, no, this is the easiest thing I've ever done. That becomes the mantra. That becomes your core. But it's not overnight. It takes repetition over time with emotion. And that's why I'm in your ear all the time. That's why people say, Deb, in your head. That's why I'm doing that, because I'm helping you get the repetitions in. Repetitions, repetition, repetition. You know, if you watch basketball, right? I played basketball in college, so it's always one of my metaphors. So if you watch basketball, you know, who are the current stars of the day? You know, pick any of them, pick any of the big names. I'm going to just tell you about Michael Jordan, because he was just an all-out superstar when I was really into the game, watching the game. And his books and all of his stuff will tell you this. He believed that if he put in enough reps, nobody could beat him. Do you know that he didn't make his high school team until he was a junior? They cut him from the teams. He wasn't good enough. And you know what he did? He went out to the gym and he shot 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 and he shot, right? He finally made the team. And everything changed because the man did the work. Nobody worked harder than him to get in repetitions. So I want you to know you got to get in the repetitions, because if you're willing to do the repetition work, you can totally rewire your brain from the past. So here's the thing, Kimberly. Somebody way back there told you, you can't have that man. Who do you think you are? Right? You don't have that body. You don't have that look. That's never going to happen. And you bought it. When you were little, somebody said, you're ordinary. You're not extraordinary. This isn't going to work for you. You can't have this. And the thing is, guys, we hear these messages all along our life from someone else, and then we become the abuser by telling ourselves. It becomes our voice, right? And when that happens, whoo, it's game over, unless you decide, nah, I'm not falling for that anymore. I'm going to tell a new story. I'm telling a story. Right? And so that's what this is. That's what we're doing. So what now you have on the page, here's all the story I'm not ever going to tell again. I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to stop myself when I hear it. I'm not going to do it. Then I want you to write the story on the other side. And if you're lost, go listen to I Love My Body. Go listen to the neuro tool, I Love My Body. Listen to it in the daytime, even though it's a nighttime neuro tool. Listen in the daytime. And listen to a statement, stop it, write it down. Okay, because that one, there's so many there. Just listen to any of those neuro tools. Grab all of those separate affirmations and write them down, because what you are doing is you are creating a picture for your subconscious mind for what you intend to create next. Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. Okay. Then what you got to do every single morning, get up and say, all right, I get to choose my story today. Am I going for the yes story? Or am I going to fall back to the story from my past? And here's the bottom line. The vast majority of humanity is so invested in explaining this and justifying this and rationalizing this. So many people want to be heard. They want to whine. They want to complain. They just want to tell their story. They are so much more committed in the story than they are in changing their reality. And so every day you get to pick, what am I going to do? Am I going to regurgitate the old story? Or am I going to tell a new story? How committed am I to change my life? Kim, Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm thinking I probably haven't utilized the neuro tools during the day enough. And I thought that level of repetition is hard. That's my default. What are you going to do? That's what we're going to change. But it's going to be worth
Yeah.
it. And I feel excited. And I kind of had a feeling that just the exact right things would come out of your mouth. And they did. And yeah.
So here's a really amazing thing. We are absolute miracles. We really are. Right? Our minds are incredibly creative. Our bodies are incredibly resilient. I mean, we can at any stage of our life experience completely recreate ourselves. It doesn't matter how many times you failed. It doesn't matter how many times you've gotten stuck, and none of that matters, because today is the starting place. What you do today, step one, day one. That's what this is right here. And so for you, what I really want you to know is that begin again. That is that simple. Just begin again. Okay. So wake up in the morning and just decide, what's today going to be? You don't have to review the failures of yesterday. If you had successes, it's really great to review those, because, you know, success breeds success. So we want to keep that energy going if it's possible. But start again, start again, start again. Do you remember as a kid, you always had do-overs? Do you remember that? Yeah. You'd mess something up and you'd yell, do-over. Well, I'm going to encourage you to have do-overs over and over and over. It doesn't matter. You let yourself down in some way, do-over. You ended up finishing that whole bag of chips. Do-over, right? The fastest you claim do-over, the better. Because what most people do is they have a slip up and then they use that as an excuse to keep going. Well, I didn't mean to, but I ate that whole bag. I might as well go ahead and have a couple beers. I might as well do this. I might as well, because I'll start tomorrow. And then they wake up in the morning and like, you know what? And now's not a good time. I think I'm going to start over Monday. And then Monday comes and it's like, it's the end of the month. And, that's never a good time to start something. You always want to start at the beginning. So we just make excuses, don't we? Right?
There.
Right. Me too. And I'm really a master at it. So the point is simply that this is your opportunity to begin again. This is your opportunity to say, I get to decide how this gets wired today. That's what we're playing with. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You were fabulous, by the way. You did a fabulous.
I know, right?
I know. I know.
You were fabulous, but me too.
Yeah. We're twins in our fabulousness. I love it. All right, Laura. Thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. That was awesome. It was wonderful. So proud of you. So, okay, Deb, we've got a couple of questions in the chat. Janie is asking about the deep limbic system and the connection to depression and how it plays into self-care and how this would work, how what we're doing with neuroscience would work with that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm not an expert in deep limbic systems, but I'll tell you the stress. Here's the bottom line. Anything that activates the stress center, the fear center of the brain, right? What it does is it releases all kinds of chemicals. And the longer you stay under stress, the more damage all of that does to you. And the more damage that is done, the more it slows metabolism, elevates depression. I mean, all of these things are all interconnected, right? And so all of it begins with a mindset. You know, people always tell me, I hear leaders standing on stage saying, you know, mindset is everything. And I have to disagree. And I know that's shocking coming from a mindset trainer and coach, but I believe that everything begins with mindset. So it doesn't matter what it is you're talking about, everything begins there. So whether you're talking about what you're eating, begins with mindset. Talking about working out, begins with mindset. Are we talking about being successful in your business, begins with mindset? It begins. So if you do all the right things with a lousy mindset, you are going to be very disappointed in the results. And I know you guys have had that experience. You've worked your butt off on something. It doesn't matter what it is. You're calling up Laura. You're like, this doesn't work. This stuff doesn't work, man. I am killing it over here. I am working so hard. I'm checking off all the boxes. I'm doing all the things, and it's not working for me. Okay. And what I will tell you is you didn't start with mindset. You started with the to-do list. And if you do the do list, right, from a bad attitude or doubt or fears, then guess what? It's as if everything is overriding all the hard work you're doing because your mindset is off. There's a great, if you go in, I believe it's module 1, we talk about the mindset cycle. The cycle begins with your core beliefs. Core beliefs inspire your thoughts. Thoughts inspire your feelings. The feelings push you into or away from action. And the action gets you results. So what a lot of people say is, I don't like my results. Let me just take more action. I'm just going to work out harder. I'm just going to buy more equipment. I'm just going to try another diet. I'm just going to make more phone calls. And so you start with the result, and it's like you're going backwards. The system goes this way, right? The system starts with core belief, and it moves. So if you have a core belief that says, I can't, I'm not enough, there's not enough action in the world to overcome that. Now, just let that sink in. If you think you can't, all the action in the world, it's beating you up and exhausting you. You know that you've got a mindset problem if you're struggling. If you're like, oh, this is so hard, that's a mindset problem. Because no matter what it is you're doing, you should be living in joy and ease and flow. You know how many times I call Laura and she is at the end of her day and she is exhausted because of the hours that she has put in. But you know what she'll say to me? I had so much fun. That was such a great day. It's just, I'm flowing, man. I'm flowing. I flowed from 7:30 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. I'm tired, but man, that was fun. I was flowing. That's when you know, right? That's when you know this is going to go somewhere, because you're racing around and you began with this core belief that says, I got this, I can do this. So depression is this space that we get ourselves into where we tell ourselves dark stories. We tell ourselves not yes stories, but stop stories. So we are living in the doubt and the fear and the anxiety and the frustration and the irritation and the judgment and the comparison. And all of that begins to build up to the place where it's hard to see the sunshine. It's hard to believe you can. And so, that's why sometimes doctors prescribe medicine, because they're trying to offset that chemical imbalance. That's why you've got happy juice, because it's like, we got to lighten up this energy here. We got to deal with the chemicals that are going on here. But you know what else deals with chemicals? Your mindset. Because your mindset releases stress and fear and doubt and elevates core confidence. And nothing can get you into a happy place faster than loving yourself, appreciating yourself, finding joy in gratitude in the little things. So this will support overcoming depression, but it has to be it really should be a part of a broader prescription, so to speak. That makes sense. Laura, anything you want to add to that?
Whoa, sorry about that. I was talking. I'm not adding anything to that, Deb. I think that was really, really good. I do want to give everyone here a chance to ask a question, or if someone would like to talk through anything. I know that Tracy's familiar with the program. If she's got any questions about the program, or if anybody else on here is curious or wants more information or has questions about the program and how it works, or what it could help them with. So feel free to drop it in the chat, or you can unmute. Okay, well, I am going to go ahead and drop in the chat for those of you that are interested, that are new here. There is a 2-week free trial on it. There's no obligation, no agreement or commitment or contract that you're signing. You can cancel anything at any time. There's a 2-week free trial, and then it's $7 a month, which is like 23 cents a day. So, so I'm going to drop that in, and then Tracy says she's got something to share. So, and somebody has a question. So Tracy, go ahead.
Whoever has the question, the iPhone can go first. It's fine.
Yes, sorry, we don't know who iPhone is. But if you can unmute, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, it's me. I got a new
Oh.
phone, so evidently my Zoom didn't say it was me.
I see now. I see now. I just didn't even notice it, Bobby. I know your beautiful smile and face so well that it said it right there on your picture, and it didn't register with me. Like,
Oh, sorry.
how mine is. I thought it said Bobby, but it said iPhone.
Well, thank you for letting me go first, Tracy. I wanted to know, do these neural tools help with things that are not necessarily limiting beliefs? Because I definitely believe I'm capable, and I definitely know that I'm enough, and I definitely know that I have the ability to all the things. But if there are things that...
So wait. You said but.
I did.
I know this, but. So I'm going to challenge you. You got limiting beliefs coming out the yin yang, girl. Because
I do.
Whatever was coming after that, but that's limiting belief. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I definitely have limiting beliefs as well, because, and good, bad, or otherwise, there are things that I know that I don't know, but I don't know what the things are that I don't know.
Okay.
And I know that I need to know those things so that I can get myself where I want to be. So.
Okay. Does that limit you?
Yes.
There's a limiting belief right there. And let me show you how seductive that limiting belief is. So the limiting belief says, I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And what I don't know, boy, that's getting in my way. How can you solve that? You can't. Yeah, you can't solve that. So let's try a new belief. Okay, let's try a new belief. So there's stuff I don't know. I know that I don't know. And I'm going to stay open. I'm going to be a student. I am going to open my heart and my mind. I'm going to learn something new every single day. So that list of things that I don't know, the things I don't know, that's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And what I do know and what I am applying is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I am becoming more unstoppable every day by how I am learning and growing, by being a student, by having that beginner mindset. Feel the difference between those two stories.
Yes.
So anytime you want to rationalize or explain or justify or make excuses about why something's not happening, that's mindset. You're telling a story. And the story feels valid, and it never is. It is simply what you have repeated. Somebody gave it to you. You heard it somewhere. And guys, this is why it's so insidious is that you could have heard somebody from the stage say, you don't know what you don't know. And you heard that and said, wow, that's getting in my way. How can I possibly move forward if I don't even know what I don't know? And so what happens is we hear something and then we personalize it and interpret it through our own filter. And that's how we come up with a story, a limiting story that's getting in the way. So bottom line, if there's something you want and you know how to get it, you know what you need to do to earn a certain rank or a certain level, you know the basics, you know how to do that, but you're not doing it. You want it and you're not doing it, and you really want it, but you're not doing it. That has mindset written all over it. Make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So but you bring up a great point that it doesn't have to be the core belief about me. Any limiting story can get in your way. The good news is that when you believe anything is possible for you and that you really are enough and that you can do it, you can move through any other negative story really quickly. So the question I would ask you is, why haven't you? What is it you're afraid of?
I've asked myself that before. And I don't know that I have an answer.
So then keep asking, because your subconscious mind will give you the answer. Usually we are afraid of success or failure. And most people say, how could you be afraid of success? But lots of people in our industry are afraid of success. Lots. It's very common. And sometimes you can have both of them happening. But fear of success basically means that you sabotage or hold yourself back because your brain has a story going on that if I continue to succeed, right, something bad will eventually happen, either on the way there or when I get there. I'll get it and lose it. I'll be one of those people and trample on people going up, right? I'll be judged. I'll have a target on my back. There's some fear, right, that causes us to go, ooh. And on the other side, there's this feeling that, if I say I'm going to do it and then I can't do it, the fear is that everybody will know, including me, that I really am not enough. So most people who are afraid of failure stop trying, because if they try, then it's obvious that they failed, and then they carry the label of failure. If they don't try, then nobody knows. Nobody knows that they're a failure. And they can keep their smug persona of, I just didn't care about it. I just didn't want to do it. I had a kid come to my class. I was teaching freshman health, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? I was teaching freshman health for years. And I was definitely in a rural situation. I had one of the gang leaders in my classroom. He would show up every single day with nothing, no book, no paper, no pen, nothing. He'd walk in and he'd put his head down. It was very demonstrative, put his head down. And so one day I called him up and I said, what are you doing? And he said, don't you get it, coach? If I don't try and everybody sees that I don't try, I keep my rep as being the tough guy. If I try and I'm not the best in class, I could lose my rep, lose my reputation, because then people will think I'm a loser. So if I'm not sure I can't be the biggest, the baddest, the best at something, best not to try. Just the law of the streets is what he always used to tell me. Law of the streets, coach, law of the streets. And so, I learned a lot from him, because I was like, wow. So his life is limited by knowing that if he isn't absolutely certain of something, and how often are we absolutely certain of something, he wouldn't try it at all. His life is stunted by what he already knows he can or can't do. But we do the same thing. We do the exact same thing, right? We are terrified to fail and we're terrified to succeed. So we hold ourselves in this set point, this comfort zone. And everybody has a different one, but that's what the human mind wants to do. And so that's why I say everything begins with mindset, because you've got to deal with that first. We've got to stretch that comfort zone, that set point. We got to stretch it out so that you can boldly move out and try new things. Got it? Good. Good. Is that helpful? Yeah. Good. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Who else? Tracy, did you have something you want to share?
Sure. Thank you. I'll try to keep it real brief, but a little short story is I noticed I had some beliefs through doing the neuro tools. I had this belief I kept telling myself that because I'm a caregiver, I'm not available to date. And I was like, wait, so I changed this and I said, no, I desire companionship and I don't have to have it figured out how to be available for dating. It will figure itself out as I go. So I meet a matchmaker and I have this lovely meeting with her. We get to the end. She pulls out matches. Like I didn't resonate at that point. And she tells me she can't take me as a client. I'm not matchable. Now, let me just tell you, I'm one of 5 girls. And I was always big when I was younger. And my mom would tell me, no man will ever want you. Men don't like big women. So it's something I've healed over the years. I left that because I went into that meeting saying, like, I'm going to show up authentically me. I'm not going to be desperate and I'm not going to compromise what I desire and what I am worthy of and who I am worthy of. So I went in there feeling really confident and good. And then I walked out and I just felt perhaps it was numb, right? Because I just sort of felt like
you got triggered.
I wasn't sad. I wasn't anything other than, and then a week later, I hadn't done neural tools. I hadn't done anything. And I was eating my way through every day.
Right. So notice what happened, Tracy, is that, first of all, I want to congratulate you because she would have offered you someone that would have compromised your values. She would have offered you someone that was not a match to what you set. So when you set the intention, you got exactly what she had to offer. She didn't have anything to offer a powerful, strong, self-loving woman. Yay! Yay!
Right.
Yay that you didn't get sucked in to compromise, to accept something less than you deserve, less than you desire, less than what you are. But notice what did happen is you believed it. It triggered the old stuff and you started running down this path. And what goes with that is eating, right? So your eating is up, your neural tools are down. And now you get to look at it and go, wow, look how fast that happened. So no shame, no guilt, no judgment. There's nothing here except I got exactly what I asked for and that I wasn't willing to settle. And she had nothing for me, but she didn't know how to own that. So she blamed you. She made you feel bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I was like, okay, well, she doesn't have anybody, maybe in the future. But then as the days went on, I was like, she didn't accept me as a client. I think the good part is I started processing this through dreaming, and I'm not usually a dreamer. And I had a dream about the desires of my heart, and the word rejection came to me. So I got back on I'm back on my neural tools.
So, Tracy, I love, some of the biggest life lessons come when we trip and fall. I'm not even going to call it failing. It's when we trip and fall. Big life lessons. Because then you get to look at it and go, oh, here's a tweak that I need to add, right? And then you go back to work on it, go back to work on it, go back to work on it. So the truth is, you're still a little vulnerable to the old messages about your value as a woman being connected to your size.
Mhm.
You're just still a little vulnerable to it. You're not yet in an absolute solid, I don't give a, you know what, he doesn't deserve you. If that's a qualifier, he does not deserve you. And I am so incredibly grateful that you were able to see it and stand in it. So now back to the work at hand, which is self-love.
Mhm.
It's self-love. That's what we're doing here, is finding the value, finding the I can, and finding the self-love. That's where we're going. Get back to it right now.
Mhm.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah, back in my self-compassion.
Yep. I love it. Proud of you. So incredibly proud of you.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I am worthy and I am dateable, even as a caregiver.
There you go.
Hell
There you go.
yes.
Hell yeah.
Have you seen you? I mean, you are just so wonderful, Tracy. There's a light around you. You're wonderful. You are absolutely.
Thank you.
So that is, thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Kim really related to that too. Yeah, there's so many bad messages that have been spoken over us or that we've accepted as truth for us in our lifetime, for sure. For sure. Well, this is wonderful. Thank you guys very much. I know we're at the top of the hour. Deb, is there anything you want to say closing out?
No, I got to run. I'm sorry that I have something behind it, but oh my God, this was so much fun. We got to figure out how to do it again.
All right. Thanks,
you.
Deb. Thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.